The following is a paid advertisement for R4, brought to you by Incredible Discoveries and New Resurs Trading Company. Day by day, it gets worse. Gas prices continue to rise while your engine's performance declines. Why? Because every time you start your car, the metal parts that rub together inside are literally destroying each other. Even though you change the oil regularly, even though you give it premium gas, your engine gets closer to needing costly repairs. That's just the way it is. That is, until now. Introducing R4, the Russian-engineered breakthrough formula that reduces friction, repairs, renews, and revitalizes your engine while you drive.
Since adding R4 about 2 years ago, I've saved about $750 a year in gas.
By using R4, I've increased my gas mileage about 12%.
I'm saving between, $5 to $10 per week on gas.
I know I saved at least $10 this week alone.
Many other infomercials where people have done things to show you little dials and dynamometers on it. We've tested them. They don't work. This works.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Incredible Discoveries, the show that truly lives up to its name. And for those of you who have any doubt about that, on today's show, we're going to make you a believer. Now, it's fair to say that most of us drive. It's also fair to say that most of us rely on our vehicles to get us to work, to school, to the store, and so much more. We love driving them, but hate filling them up with costly gasoline or having to take them to the shop for pricey and time-consuming maintenance and repairs. Now, let's face it, driving is expensive. Why? Well, not only does it cost more to purchase or lease the vehicles, but gas, it's at an all-time high. It's no secret that Americans are now spending hundreds of dollars a month on gas alone, on top of the average car payment of more than $500. Not to mention the thousands that we may spend annually on repairs and maintenance. Now, our cars have become one of the biggest investments we ever make as consumers. In fact, according to Motor Trend magazine, average Americans will spend more than, get this, $250,000 in their lifetime on buying and maintaining their cars. And the really sad thing is, the mere act of starting your car probably is doing the most damage to your engine right then and there. The reason is simple. It takes an average of 5 seconds for the oil to actually start coating the moving parts of your car's engine. Even based on typical driving habits, in days, those 5 seconds, they turn to minutes. And after a few months, those seconds turn into hours of grinding friction. And it's pretty easy to understand why new cars begin needing costly repairs after only a couple of years, and why you end up spending so much money to keep those cars running. Now think about that for a second. That's what's happening in your engine every time you start your car, and it sort of makes you feel a little bit helpless. Now, sure, we can make sure that the oil is fresh in the vehicle, and if we're really on top of it, we can even change the oil on a regular basis. But the sad truth is, we're still fighting an impossible battle. Eventually, those metal parts in the engine, they wear out to a point where they just stop working, no matter how many times that you change your oil, no matter what you do. At least, that's what the mechanics have always told us. What would you say if I told you that there was a product that not only prevented an engine from wearing itself out, but actually repaired it? And as if that wasn't miraculous enough, what if I told you that driving with this product also would dramatically improve the engine's all-around performance and the fuel economy? You probably think I was a little off my rocker. Crazy, right? Well, I'm not. The product is here, and it's here right now. Introducing R4. Engineered by top Russian scientists, R4 is the breakthrough formula that reduces friction, repairs, renews, and revitalizes your engine while you drive.
Adding R4 to the car made such a big difference. I mean, it's even more of a pleasure to drive now.
Since adding R4 about 2 years ago, I've saved about $750 a year in gas.
I've got a 4.0 Jaguar S, and it's a perky engine. But by golly, when I put R4 in there, I noticed a response in the pedal.
After using R4, my Mustang is almost the car it was 5 years ago.
R4 is going to save a lot of people a lot of money.
Millions have already been sold around the world to individuals, families, businesses, industries, governments, and countries, all of which claim the same thing: increased mechanical performance as well as significant energy savings. That all adds up to millions and millions of dollars saved worldwide thanks to R4. And now that this technology has finally been introduced here in the U.S., we can all now have the opportunity to see the dramatic difference R4 can make in our cars and in our wallets.
Just one application of R4 can save you $20, $30 in a month's time.
The R4 has saved me about 15%.
I was about 19 miles to the gallon. Now I'm at about 21.
So I'm getting more money for my mileage.
Now, some of you may be thinking this is one of those oil treatments. You know, the ones they've been marketing for years. Well, it's not. In fact, it's not anything like those. Oil additives just alter the oil characteristics. They don't do anything to repair damaged engine parts. Forget these. You can forget all of them and try something that really works. R4. R4 is revolutionary because it literally repairs worn engine parts. It combats the aging and engine wear process. In fact, it's like the fountain of youth for your car. With R4, it's possible to repair engines, transmissions, gearboxes without disassembly. R4 reduces friction, repairs, renews, and revitalizes your engine while you drive. Plus, R4 holds oil up in your cylinders like a sponge. So the next time you start your vehicle, you virtually eliminate dry metal surfaces rubbing against each other, which is when most of the engine wear or damage occurs. Let me illustrate this. The size of R4 particles are so small and so concentrated that inside a regular 50 milliliter bottle, the total surface area of R4 particles is around 50 square meters, or 580 square feet. That means just one bottle can cover an area the size of this studio floor. And as far as your engine is concerned, that means virtually every moving part in the friction zones is treated and protected with R4. So ask yourself, why have your engine disassembled when you can reduce friction, repair, renew, and revitalize it with R4? R4 is a scientifically advanced formula that actually goes to work rebuilding your worn engine from the inside out while you drive. Now that means no downtime and no costly repair bill. Its patented technology actually protects the engine from the wearing process and restores your engine to like-new conditions.
The major reason I can tell and I can guarantee that R4 is going to work is that I know what caliber of Russian scientists are involved behind this technology. These are ex-military, ex-rocket scientists, which are now, working in slightly different applications. But just knowing the level of these people, knowing their educational background and their reputation in the world, I can say this is a top-notch level researchers. And believe me that these kind of researchers do not produce junk science. This technology provides the delivery and maintenance of the permanent anti-wear layer in the zone of the two mating surfaces.
Let me give you the simple version. After you pour it in, the R4 coating actually absorbs the damaging mechanical friction, so your engine parts don't. This extends your engine life up to 3 times as long. And just one bottle of R4 will last up to 20,000 miles. This is not only one of the most beneficial things you can do for your engine, it's also one of the easiest.
You don't need someone to help you do this. You lift up your hood, you pour it in, you're done. You wait a little bit, boom, your car's as good as new.
Cars that have been burning oil for, 40, 50,000 miles, put in R4, come back on their next oil change and the oil level's full. It's not burning oil anymore.
You notice there's a little improvement even in already good performance. So it's not just for, taking a 10-year-old car, but I'd say for this one, I notice a little better pickup, a little smoother pickup, maybe a better way to say it, and I don't hear it as much when it's picking up.
R4 didn't have a long list of instructions. It's easy. You pop the hood open, you put it in, you let it idle, the R4 gets into your engine, you're done.
Using R4 is amazingly simple. That's the best part. You don't need a skilled mechanic. In fact, if you can pour a glass of water, you can reduce friction, repair, renew, and revitalize your engine with R4. You just add one treatment of R4 to the engine's crankcase. That's the same place where your oil goes. And that is it. And remember, it's not modifying the oil or the way oil works in your engine. It just uses the oil to transport it to the friction zones where R4 is needed most. Each R4 particle is covered in a protective housing, so it can be delivered to the friction zone where the cover melts due to the high temperature. And the R4 particles react with the metal, filling in the gaps and coating the surface. This new material is porous and allows your oil to be soaked in like a sponge to keep the oil up in the cylinder where it's needed most. At the micro level, the metal surface has large deformations in the friction zone. These deformations tend to accumulate, which then translates into fatigue of the metal surface, which in turn wears out the engine by scraping and shaving those metal surfaces. R4 particles seek out these energy-rich deformed zones and react with the metal surface, thus repairing it and relaxing the built-up stress inside the metal. Now, it only takes about 15 minutes for R4 to work throughout the entire engine. That's it. And it works for up to 20,000 miles.
Now, we wanted to put R4 to the test, so we took R4 to a local junkyard and found ourselves a car that was, well, let's just say it wasn't brand spanking new. And to help us out with this test, Mr. Dave Brindle from Prime Auto Salvage. Now, we started off with a compression test. We popped out the spark plugs, and that allowed us to test each cylinder individually. And the last thing you want is for your car to overheat, so we also did a heat test. Now, after those two tests were done, we simply added the R4. And look how easy it is to do. In a matter of seconds, it's in. We let the car run for 15 minutes and then redid our compression test and then redid the heat test. And you're not going to believe the results.
We found this old car out here in the junkyard. Ran a compression test on it. I remember number 1 and number 4, about 180 PSI. Number 2 was a little low, I think about 165. Number 3 was a little high. That's not really a good reading because it had an oil leak in that cylinder. The oil increased the compression. But after we added the R4, engine seemed to run a little smoother, and the second compression showed a balance of 200 all the way across the board, which is very good. The temperature was, after the R4, seemed to decrease about 20 degrees, which is very good. It's going to help your fuel economy and a smoother running engine.
R4 increases cylinder compression for better overall engine performance and increased horsepower, all while using less gas. R4 reduces engine noise and vibrations. This is ideal for that second-hand car that sounds and feels like it's on its last legs. You will literally be able to witness the engine in the older car come back to life. And environmentalists will love the fact that R4 also reduces oil consumption and harmful emissions. Studies show that R4 can drastically reduce carbon emissions. Just imagine how much progress we could make countering the greenhouse effect if everyone started using R4.
R4 not only can provide the benefit to individual customers, individual consumers, but taken collectively, it also provides great benefit to this planet in terms of reduced pollution.
Simply put, R4 gives you more power using less gas with improved emissions. And remember, all those benefits are realized without any downtime. All you do is add R4 to your oil. It does the work while you drive. You can even change your oil as many times as you like throughout the year, and R4 still remains inside your engine. Right now, here's your opportunity to reduce friction, repair, renew, and revitalize your vehicle with R4. Don't miss it.
Day by day, it gets worse. Gas prices continue to rise while your engine's performance declines. Why? Because every time you start your car, the metal parts that rub together inside are literally destroying each other. Even though you change the oil regularly, even though you give it premium gas, your engine gets closer to needing costly repairs. That's just the way it is. That is, until now. Introducing R4, the Russian-engineered breakthrough formula that reduces friction, repairs, renews, and revitalizes your engine while you drive.
Welcome back to Incredible Discoveries. You know, it took the ending of the Cold War to bring R4 to the Western world. Developed by Russian scientists, R4's principal component was originally discovered and enhanced in St. Petersburg, Russia. Top physicists and metallurgists have spent 2 decades perfecting this new technology. I know that sounds like a suspense spy novel, but here's how it breaks down for you. With today's gas prices at record highs, this technology has become available at just the right time. R4 continues to redefine engine use and maintenance as we know it. R4 is the latest proven technology to increase gas mileage and engine performance. Now, as we said earlier, one of the worst things that you can do to your car is simply start it. Why? Because it takes an average of 5 seconds for the oil to circulate through all the moving parts of your engine. R4 creates a new metal surface that is much smoother and more heat resistant than the original metallic surface, increasing overall compression and reducing friction. This is how R4 restores worn parts to a like-new condition, which prevents future damage and allows your engine to run more efficiently.
I noticed a remarkable improvement in the pickup, the acceleration, and I'm very happy with it.
I was amazed. It went from 130 PSI to 145. I never expected that.
I noticed a reduction in smoke within an hour or two. It seemed to work that fast. I was rather amazed.
It was running smoother, it was running quieter, it was noticeable to me, and I don't know that much about cars.
I know she mellowed out, I know she smoothed out, I know the mileage increased, and I'm keeping it for a long time, so I'm taking care of it.
R4 is ideal for all types of vehicles, both new and old. And that's exactly what we wanted to show you with this next demonstration. To show you the difference R4 can make, we took this 1968 Dodge Dart with almost 200,000 miles on it, and it was getting 9.2 miles per gallon. Let's see what happens when we add R4.
Where we came to know the folks with R4 is they came in and said, we've got a technology, and like I've heard many times before, but they said something a little different. They said they wanted me to test it, they wanted me to evaluate it and make a decision on whether that would actually benefit partners, typical truck and transit companies. But what they did a little different is instead of saying go in your lab and do something, they said let's talk about what you're going to do, and you can do it live in front of the camera. And if it doesn't work, you can say that. And if it works, you can say that too. And what we decided to pick out as an engine, and what I decided was to throw them a little curveball, figuring I would scare them off. And I grabbed a 1968 Dodge Dart with a venerable slant 6 engine. What we did to test it is we tested it in 3 different ways. We did laboratory testing, we did parking lot testing, and we did vehicle testing. The laboratory testing consisted of evaluating the vehicle both as looking at the impact it's got on fluids, like doing oil sampling, and doing some work in the lab, doing compression testing and leak down testing and some of those kind of tests on the motor. The parking lot tests, we looked at startup, we looked at emissions that were coming out of the tailpipe, what it looked like, vibration inside the vehicle, and we measured those things. And then the run tests, we took it out on the road and ran laps with it and tried to do it in accordance with SAE testing. And then we did an acceleration test on the road, which is basically a 0 to 60, and see if we saw any more punch before the vehicle was treated versus after the vehicle was treated. Well, what we saw was from the parking lot test is we heard it quiet down. We saw the emission clear up almost immediately. We saw the temperature drop in the engine. But then on the road is when we really saw it shine. I saw the fuel economy improve dramatically, and we saw the fuel economy go up to 10.8. And that's an improvement of about 14%, and we saw the acceleration improve really impressively. So, we always say the duct tape is horsepower on a roll, and it looks like this is probably horsepower in a can.
There you have it. That Dodge Dart is ready for another 200,000 miles. So no matter how new or old your car is, you can optimize its performance and efficiency with R4.
Day by day, it gets worse. Gas prices continue to rise while your engine's performance declines. Why? Because every time you start your car, the metal parts that rub together inside are literally destroying each other. Even though you change the oil regularly, even though you give it premium gas, your engine gets closer to needing costly repairs. That's just the way it is. That is, until now. Introducing R4, the Russian-engineered breakthrough formula that reduces friction, repairs, renews, and revitalizes your engine while you drive.
Welcome back to Incredible Discoveries. Today's show is all about Russian-born R4, the scientifically advanced way to reduce friction, repair, renew, and revitalize your engine while you drive. That's right, the patented R4 technology works on your engine from the inside out, increasing your gas mileage and virtually eliminating costly labor and repair. Now, for those of you who may be thinking that saving a few bucks on gas is not really a big deal, check this out.
I'm saving between, $5 to $10 per week on gas.
Added it to my oil, and from that point on, I was saving 10 to 15% right out of the bottle.
I know I saved at least $10 this week alone.
R4 is going to save a lot of people a lot of money.
Just one application of R4 can save you $20, $30 in a month's time.
By using R4, I've increased my gas mileage about 12%.
I actually got about 1 to 2 miles per gallon fuel economy improvement.
It makes a huge difference to be able to get that much farther on the same tank of gas.
Remember, with R4, you can expect your car's gas mileage to improve up to 17%. That's like getting an extra 15 to 20 miles free with every tank of gas. Think of how much you will save in a week. Think of how much you'll save in a month or over a whole year. With R4 technology, you are improving the efficiency and performance of your vehicle while helping to reduce your vehicle's impact on the environment. And don't forget, that also means you're saving at the gas pump. Plus, think about this for a second. It's common sense that keeping your vehicle's engine running smart and clean means you'll make fewer trips to the repair shop. And that is definitely a good thing.
R4 is one of the better products. We've done this many other infomercials where people have done things to show you little dials of dynamometers on it. We've tested them. They don't work. This works.
This is a fundamental scientific breakthrough in the modern technology.
R4 is like having your own personal secret weapon because R4 works on your engine from the inside out to give you improved gas mileage, increase engine performance and horsepower, reduce oil consumption, and decrease emissions. You're keeping your vehicle in a safer, smarter condition, one that won't turn you into yet another repair victim. Now we can all reduce friction, repair, renew, and revitalize our engines from the inside out while driving, with no more downtime and no more costly repairs. And that means better mileage, increased performance, and longer-lasting cars, all thanks to R4, a truly incredible discovery. Now this is your final opportunity to order R4 for yourself, so don't miss out. And remember, order one for all your vehicles and take advantage of the multiple unit discount. Just ask for more details from our operators. I'm David Jones, and thanks for watching Incredible Discoveries, and this is your last chance. Take advantage of R4.
Day by day, it gets worse. Gas prices continue to rise while your engine's performance declines. Why? Because every time you start your car, the metal parts that rub together inside are literally destroying each other. Even though you change the oil regularly, even though you give it premium gas, your engine gets closer to needing costly repairs. That's just the way it is. That is, until now. Introducing R4, the Russian-engineered breakthrough formula that reduces friction, repairs, renews, and revitalizes your engine while you drive. R4 is unlike anything you've ever seen or heard of, and it's breathing new life into vehicles everywhere, optimizing and protecting engines for up to 20,000 miles. Cars and trucks, old or new, boats and RVs, both gas or diesel, are all performing better and more efficiently thanks to R4. And the most amazing part about R4, it works without the help of a mechanic. That's right. In less time than it takes you to fill your tank with gas, you can begin reducing friction, repairing, renewing, and revitalizing your car with R4. R4 is so easy to use. Just add it to your oil. It's that easy. If you can pour a glass of water, you can revitalize your engine with R4. The secret to R4's patented technology is a unique physiochemical process that occurs inside your engine where damaging mechanical friction takes place. R4 seeks out damaged metal surfaces and becomes part of their contact area, creating a protective metal layer surface that will make your engine more efficient and last up to 3 times as long. With R4, you'll experience improved gas mileage, increased engine performance and horsepower, reduced oil consumption, and decreased emissions, all without spending time and money with a mechanic. You could have your engine repaired or replaced and spend thousands of dollars. Worse yet, you could spend tens of thousands of dollars unnecessarily on a new car, and you still wouldn't have the increased performance of an engine optimized with R4, all for just $39.95. But wait, as a part of our special U.S. introductory TV offer, as a bonus you can also get 1 bottle of R4 Moto, made especially for motorcycles, lawnmowers, ATVs, snowmobiles, anything with a 2- or 4-stroke engine. That's a $34 value absolutely free. Try R4 today for virtually no risk with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Order R4 for just $39.95 and receive the bonus bottle of R4 Moto, made especially for 2-stroke engines, absolutely free. Call now. The preceding was a paid advertisement for R4, brought to you by Incredible Discoveries